So, Victor, how should we reply to it?
Frankly speaking, or maybe not,
Such stories also happen.
as fast as the first invoice comes through.
We can dive to the second question, I believe. So, shall we?
It makes my brain hurt sometimes.
Yeah, that's the most severe part of negotiations when one legal team is attacking the other one. But yeah,
Send your money now.
but not to Victor, please. Hi, I'm Kos. I'm CEO of Artkai. This is the second take on our podcast of company Artkai. This is my account director and close friend Victor. So he's the one who is helping our clients to achieve their goals and at the same time make sure that they're happy about our service. So today we're gonna answer a few questions that we've been asked a lot of times before. All these things just to make sure that you can get this information not from the boring articles, but from a real video and real people. So, Victor, a bit about yourself.
Thanks, Kos. Appreciate the introduction. So, I'm Victor. I'm account director at Artkai. I've been working for over 4 years now. Of course, I started in sales. It was quite an extensive training, the field battle one after another. Fast forward several years ago. Now I'm in charge of accounting and I'm making sure that our clients get the best service as possible at Artkai and, of course, the best service that they deserve.
Maybe we could just start with the first classical question that's a lot of clients and potential customers ask us. So how quickly can I start the project if I want to do it as quickly as possible? So as like many entrepreneurs tell that they are always in the rush. They want to start everything ASAP or even like yesterday. That's the classical form to put it. So Victor, how should we reply to it?
Frankly speaking, or maybe not, as fast as the first invoice comes through.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but if to speak in like some statistics or average time for our ramp up, I mean like preparing the team, handling all the documentation hassle, because sometimes it can be a pain point, especially when our legal team starts working with your legal team.
Yeah, that's the most severe part of negotiations when one legal team is attacking the other one. But yeah.
Yeah, on average, it's 2 business week. Within this time, we prepare the team. We gather depending on the requirements that you may have or the state of your product at this point or the current state of your product. Depending on the current state of your product and depending on the amount of information that you have, we can start within this time frame. And if we talk about like your preparation or your involvement in this process, like speeding up this process, there are like some variables that can influence the kickoff time. Among those variables, I can name a few, or maybe because you want to add.
Yeah, I suppose that's like working as quickly as possible sometimes can lead to disappointing results. So definitely any project needs a certain preparation to make sure that everything is well aligned. So we make sure that we have the paperwork done, as Victor told. We make sure that the team is ready and we know whom we're going to actually allocate, because sometimes we need to allocate someone from the market and find those people. And third is to make sure that we conduct a proper kickoff meeting with the client and make sure that we align all those expectations on a joint call when we can discuss who will be responsible for particular things, from invoicing to the actual project reporting. So these are the essential. So definitely like I would say the minimum and so I would say proper time to plan is around like 2 to 3 weeks to start something.
Among those variables are whether you already have wireframes or, for example, specification, or a prototype or a proof of concept, or even a defined tech stack requirements, a clear vision, or a complete briefing. So yeah, this can influence the kickoff timeline greatly. Also, if you require, for example, a detailed estimation or a ballpark is acceptable, because when we go through at least first sprint, when we scope the project properly, everything can change, and the estimate and the timeline can become higher or lower. Um, Plus, yeah, how deep should we go into the initial estimation process? So do we need to do like a workshop together with you in case you have like a napkin idea basically, and we need to start from somewhere? And the last but not least, what collaboration model are you interested in? Is it outsourcing or is it staff augmentation? In first, we can gather the team from our in-house staff quite fast, especially if we need to start, let's say, from a quick discovery and scoping phase. We need like several people for that, and we always have those type of resources. Or if you want a staff augmentation, it also depends on your tech requirements, basically. The harder or the more niche requirements you have, the more time it can potentially take for our recruitment team to find those resources.
So, as in any, I would say, matter, it's always worth telling that it depends. We can dive to the second question, I believe. So, shall we?
Yeah, so the second question, how do you ensure good performance and quality control of the remote teamwork, or our teamwork, basically, because for our clients, uh, we are remote 100%.
Yeah, that's a really good question. And generally, we've been like a full remote team for like almost 4 years right now. And I suppose that it already gives an understanding that we have a lot of solid procedures and helps us to make it happen and ensure the quality. So definitely it involves like time tracking, messaging tools, a lot of workflows, a lot of protocols that helps to ensure that the client receives what he initially paid for. But if we're talking about the like quality control, it really depends also on the model that we work with you. So if it's project-based collaboration or like outsourcing, definitely we have a project manager inside, and the actual process behind of the delivery are on Artkai side. So we make sure that we give the best we can in terms of our expertise to make sure that everything is done in time, that you get the reports, that you have proper procedures according to methodologies like Agile and Scrum, and so that everything is predictable. That's the key thing to make sure that you as a client will be happy. As I always tell, that aligning expectations and then make them predictable to you is the vital part of service business. If it's staff augmentation, definitely in this case, it takes a bit different approach, but still we also have a delivery manager in the flow. We also have people like Victor in the flow who communicate with the engineers who are working for you, who communicate with you as the clients. And these two people actually try to evolve into the project as much as they can and make sure that the engineer or like any kind of expert from our side is delivering 100% on time. And if there's anything happening to the flow, I don't know if they're sick or they need to take a vacation, or for example, they need more extra time to deliver certain feature, you actually need to be aware about that. Again, it's all about predictability and communication. The main point that in staff augmentation contracts, the actual management is on the client side. That's why we try to make sure that it's delivered the way, like we try to influence things we can influence, but at the same time, we're not digging into things that we are not responsible for. A few things I wanted to add that definitely working in a remote world involves a lot of things. Some of them connected to the communication, some of them connected to the tools. So regarding the tools, it could be again time tracking. It could be tools like Jira, Confluence, Hour, Slack, and Telegram. So the bundle that helps to make sure that we could work both in synchronic and asynchronc mode. So send you certain reports and make sure that everything is delivered on time and that we know what expert did on certain like project on a certain period of time. Then it goes about the practices. So, as you may know, our company does a lot of product design, and be sure that we do a lot of things by the book, and but still adapt them to clients' needs according to Newsnorman Group. So people who actually invented UX term back in the days in order to work according to Agile and Scrum methodologies, and also adapt them to certain projects that we have with our clients. And definitely we have certain criteria and protocols about how we deliver the code, how we do documentation, how we assemble the backlog, how we do project initiation and provide our clients with certain documentation regarding that and everything up to the point when we deliver you the invoices and the paperwork which is on the legal side of things. So that is the key thing. So definitely every project is different, and so we need sometimes to adapt to our client's base depending on what is the size of the project, what is the size of the team. But it's like easy to do when we have people like Victor who are helping you.
If I can add several more points to Kosa's speech, I suppose like on the overall company level, we conduct quarterly performance reviews for of our employees to make sure that basically that everyone is happy, that everyone is growing up to their potential, and of course we try to maintain a healthy work environment and a healthy state of mind of our employees, especially within this challenging period, I suppose. Additionally, we have like one-to-ones with our HR and top management. We have retrospectives in terms of the project. We have retrospectives inside our team and with our clients. We have quarterly budget review, of course, if necessary, for our clients. And I suppose the last but not least is that, yeah, our specialists and our team, they are highly motivated to work with top-notch clients from all over the world, and they want to constantly grow, evolve, and increase their expertise levels and experience.
Thanks, Victor. So the next question would be regarding the allocation of clients' time into the project. So a lot of clients ask us about what kind of involvement will my team need in a production process. So can you please tell about this part?
The fast answer and the shortest answer will be we would take as much time as you can provide for us and for the project. Yeah, we know that different clients have different requirements, different availabilities, starting like from let's say a daily or weekly involvement with our team in terms of like how much time you can allocate per day or per week, and starting and ending this time difference basically. Usually whenever we are located, wherever we are located and wherever our clients are located, we still have like overlap of several hours where we can do check-ins, where we can do some stand-ups together with our clients, demo session, and like project reviews or ad hoc reviews if necessary. we as a company and our project team, we like to position ourselves as an extension to your in-house team, meaning that we want to work as closely with you as possible for you to understand that we are not just a mindless vendor, but your reliable partner and co-worker, basically. Um, we like to work with feedback constantly and communicate with clients on a regular basis. We have like starting from a stand-up meetings and stand-up sessions on daily basis. We usually do them like inside our team, but sometimes our clients want to attend those stand-ups and have time to attend those stand-ups. It's really cool, and we always welcome this involvement. But in case daily stand-ups is something that you're not looking for, we have sprint demo sessions, we have feedback and Q&A sessions during the sprints. We have planning sessions and demo or.
I suppose that it's worth mentioning that, even though it sounds that we most of our time is spent on sessions, but definitely they help to ensure the end quality. So, and they are like essential to make sure that we align expectations, as was saying before, and that the team is aware of what they should deliver. That's the key and vital thing.
I suppose the most important part on our client side is providing or allocating a responsible person. Like usually we have a contact person on our end, like account manager or project manager, but we and everybody would benefit a lot from a, let's say, product owner or a team lead on your end that can help us speed up the delivery process and make sure that basically all the stakeholders are aligned and all the information clear on both ends. Let's jump to the next question. This question we also get a lot, especially during the like our initial calls or consultancy sessions that Kos really loves to conduct, or even during the estimate process. So it goes like this: how can I optimize the cost of a project development?
And that's a very good question. You know, that a lot of clients ask, and definitely it's not always about the cost. Sometimes it's also about the scope and time of delivery. But let's take the money question. So, the best way generally to optimize the cost is to conduct a priority session together with production team. Something that we've been doing a lot to our clients, and it really pays off because we understand which things could be left in the backlog, which things could be parked. But there are a few additional things, and I'm going to uncover them for you as well. So we can decrease design fidelity and use certain libraries such as and or material design, and that speeds up the process significantly, especially if your designers know how to use them. And believe me, you would look basic at the first release, but definitely it will be cheaper and quicker. Next go the third-party or pre-built white label solutions. There are a lot of them right now, and we hear a lot of buzz around low code, zero code. But the key thing is to make sure that it will be scalable enough, then consequently, because in many cases you will need to drop the solution that you've been building on the white label, or it will be too expensive to support according to the licenses. Next goes the technical depth. So you can accept or kind of allow it to have this on your project and make sure that your engineers want stuff to like make certain features more like clean, I would say. So some things just will be done quicker, but then eventually when you have time, when you have money, definitely you can make it more polished. And then goes the functional prototype or pre-MVP. So something that's, again, in many cases is sufficient enough to make sure that the business model or idea is feasible. And that's the key thing of the general MVP. And sometimes you can do it in a really like reduced feature space. Just how I can put it in this particular case.
Yeah, especially if the functional prototype is something that will be sufficient for your investors to release the next funding round, for example.
Yeah, absolutely. And but it really depends. It doesn't mean that you actually kind of company that needs to get the round again. You might be a well-funded business, well-sustained like business, and at the same time you still have certain budget holders inside of the company, and they need to understand that giving you money makes sense to the business and to the strategy of the company. So it also helps you a lot in this particular case as well. And last but not least is like cutting certain like corners in terms of getting rid of responsive or like adaptive mobile version of your products, and make sure that you can release, for example, web only on the first release, and then see how it goes. So definitely for the majority of projects right now, mobile first it makes a lot more sense. But because they work a lot with B2B applications, definitely in their case, having a web version is paramount. So this is the key things that I think are vital to ensure that you can reduce the cost of the initial development. So can you share like the top 3 tips for choosing the right development agency? I know that you're biased, but generally, what would you advise if you were not part of Artkai, for example?
I, frankly speaking, it makes my brain hurt sometimes. So the 3 most viable tips, in my personal opinion, would be chemistry and dedication. Make sure that you have it. Make sure that your vendor has it. Communication and mutual respect. This is also this sounds a bit poetic, but trust me, communication and mutual respect goes a long way, especially if you're not looking for a quick fix. And third, good price and quality ratio.
That's something that a lot of clients want to have, this balance, and I believe that hiring company from Ukraine gives all of that. But I feel that your description is a bit more like about the actual communication, but you also need to take into consideration the expertise of the agency you're about to work with. So they need to have the services that you want to actually use on your particular development. They need to know the technologies that you want to use on your project, definitely obvious. And last but not least, they also need to understand the industry you would like to create your project in. So definitely, sometimes projects have several industries in one, and it's really hard to find the hard expertise, especially right now, for example, in AI world, when it's just started booming and blossoming. But at the same time, you need to take care to like make your own research and find if they have decent understanding and if they have the approach to understand it quick enough.
Our last question: is hiring a Ukrainian development vendor is a good idea at the moment?
Short answer, yes. Long answer, still yes, but definitely I understand where the question is coming from. So definitely we understand that there is war and that Ukraine fights against dangerous enemy. But same time, it's been almost 2 years since it started, and Ukraine adapted a lot. So we showed our resilience, and it's not just about words; it's about a lot of small things that actually make sure that our companies or businesses still can deliver. So first is mentioning it's worth mentioning that For example, we as a company, we have people who are in Ukraine and they're in safe locations like Kiev, like western part of Ukraine. And here, air defense system is well protecting us right now. Secondly, part of our team, and also I know that many other Ukrainian IT teams, they have people outside of Ukraine, like in Europe, in Poland, in Germany, in Spain, and still helps us to make sure that we have like a blended team for certain things. All companies have their like business continuation plan, and so that helps them to make sure that they can continue working no matter what's happening with internet, with electricity. And even though we have them, we actually never had to apply them because Ukraine is standing strong right now. And think that you've been asked about our banking system, and it's worth mentioning that it works a lot quicker and better than in many Western countries, despite the war, despite everything that's happening. So we can easily accept and send payments without any difficulties. So definitely, I can understand the anxiety about that, but the IT sector in Ukraine is growing despite all these factors. We also know that a lot of big businesses are opening delivery offices in Ukraine even right now. So all these things prove that Ukraine is still a decent and really good destination for outsourcing and staff augmentation.
If you're looking to invest in Ukraine, if you're looking to invest in IT sector, better do it quick because there are a lot of other players that are doing it already.
Yeah. I guess worth mentioning that in the service business, there are many stories that I would say you would be shy to tell. But one of the like most funny stories from my end would be when we had the clients in the first year of our the company's existence, and we had a client who was negotiating the price for like 2 or 3 weeks with us. It was a corporate website. Then they paid us for it, and they paid almost the whole amount in advance. And then they just disappeared and never appeared again. So we were trying to contact them. We were trying to actually find the ways to initiate the project. We even started the design without the briefing, and those times we didn't have like such a well polished processes as we have right now, almost like 9 years after. But it was kind of a story when everything stopped without any work done, but still with almost the whole project well paid for. So such stories also happen. Yeah.